Hey guys. All right. I'm going to give everybody a minute to join. Please let me know in the chat if you can see me or hear me. Say hello. I'm super excited for this webinar today. So I'll give everybody about 2 minutes and then we'll get started. Hello, everybody. Hi, Roger. Thank you for tuning in. Let's see. Hello, Neil. Hopefully audio and video are good. I always get afraid of technical difficulties, but I tested everything. Everything seems great. Let me know in the chat as we go through if you have any trouble with connection. Hello from Georgia. It's super hot here today. I'm sure it's probably hot everywhere at this point, but yeah, summer has been great so far. Awesome. Okay, I'll give 30 more seconds. Thank you guys for joining. Okay. Hello, Sharon. Thank you for coming. All right, guys. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. My name is Stevie Williams. For those of you guys who don't know me, I am a customer success manager here at PhotoDay. So today we're going to be going over the secrets to selling online. Just a couple of things. If you guys have questions, you can send them in the chat. You can also send them in the Q&A section. I'm going to be monitoring the chat throughout and answering what I can. I kind of have a bad habit of answering questions during. I'll try to keep the flow going, but I'll answer questions throughout, hopefully, and then I'll address all of them at the end as well. So make sure you get those in throughout. This webinar is going to be perfect for, number one, if you're transitioning away from paper order forms to online sales. Also, just getting started with selling online in general. But it's also beneficial for people who have been selling online. I'm going to be going over building a strong strategy so that you can get the most out of online selling. Just tips to make online sales work well and penciling out a strategy, which is my favorite thing to talk about with people when I'm helping them get started with PhotoDay. So, alrighty, if everybody is here, we're going to go ahead and get started. So some benefits to selling online. Number one, no more paper order forms. That means a faster workflow overall. So not having to order paper order forms, not having to spend the money on it or print paper proofs and do all that, have them blowing away everywhere, having to sort through them, not having to decode parent handwriting. You're no longer having to deal with all of that. That's going to take a huge fraction out of what you're having to handle in your post-processing work. Another great thing about selling online is you're able to extend your sales year round. I mean, there's no limits. With paper forms, people are having to purchase on the day of picture day or maybe beforehand. They'd have to have that money on that day. With selling online, you're kind of giving them a little bit more flexibility. They're able to place their order at the time of the week or the time of the month that they have the money to spend on pictures. And you're able to make second sales, leave your galleries open, make sales for holidays, stuff like that. There's no limits with online selling. You're also able to be more lean. I know you might have to have with paper order forms, a lot of people in your office just for those specific tasks of going through the orders and scanning order forms and inputting them. You're able to cut back on that. And also, with the staff that you do have, you're able to give them different tasks and to build their skill set in different ways instead of them having to, file through papers all day and go through manual orders. So you're able to have a more lean team. And then the best option is that you're able to have more time to focus on your photography, on your marketing strategy, on building your business and getting more business. You're just, you're not having to focus on a bunch of painstaking tasks. You're able to actually focus on the reason why you even have this business to begin with. And it's because you're a passionate photographer. Okay, so what you'll need to get started. First and foremost, you're going to need a place for customers to land where they can find out more about your business. So that would be a website. You're not only going to want to have just any website, but a mobile friendly website. Most people are using their phones to look at anything online anymore. So you want your website to be compatible with that. I mean, having a big like desktop first website that people are having to zoom in to and try to work through, it's going to lead them to quit. So have an easy to use mobile friendly website that they can be referring to. On that same note, you want to be able to be located on social media. So if you're just starting out, it's not too late to build your following. I know social media is kind of tough to tackle for some people. You want to be posting your work, some of your best pictures, and you want to have a place where people can go and see what kind of work you do. And not only that, but if you have a following and you have customers on your social media and they're interacting with your post and sharing, that they've had a good experience with you, that's going to help build trust for your new customers. And over time, if you're using your social media, you can build a following, and it's a great way to market yourself and, get people coming back and seeing what you're doing. You also want to have a easy to use, simple shopping cart. Whatever online platform you're using, you want to make sure it's a seamless, smooth customer experience. Obviously, I'm Team PhotoDay, but just in general, you want to make sure that you're doing your homework and checking out the customer experience part of the online cart that you're using. You want something that's going to give people the flexibility to order what they want. You don't want them to like hit walls or restrictions in the shopping cart. You want them to be able to mix and match their order and kind of customize it. You don't want limits on your online shopping cart, and you want it to be easy to use and a smooth and seamless process. Because, creating frustration at the checkout level is going to end that sale right then and there. So you want to make sure it's easy to use. And then lastly, good reviews. So I know for myself, like if I'm going to be going out to eat, if I'm going to get my hair done, I want to see, some good experiences that customers have had in the past with the company I'm going to be going with. So many people are checking reviews. So you want to have a set of reviews that people can go and reference. If people have a good experience with you and you are close with customers, I think a good place to start is to share or to have customers who have had a good experience with you go and share a review on you. So ask them to do that to start out, and start building that set of reviews. I think that having good reviews is going to contribute to people trusting you and creating brand trust with new customers. Okay. So give, then ask. This is awesome. Whoever you're working with, you really want to wow them by sharing all the benefits of working with you, and sharing all the things that you're going to be doing for them. And then once you've done that, it's safe to share what you're going to need in order to make the process go as smoothly as possible, easily. So whether that's a commission that you plan to give them, or maybe like free coach buddy shots or team prints for coaches or coach discounts, or just like, it being an easy picture day for the league or school in general. You want to share all that information on the forefront and explain all the benefits, give them that great feeling. And then you can say, but I do need A and B to make this smooth, So give, then ask. Now, with selling online, there are two things that you want to, these are the most important things. If you have these two things, success is not going to be hard to achieve, but without one of them, you might fall short. So images and communication, these are the two things you need to focus on when you're transitioning online. So first things first, having amazing images. Having amazing images is the key to being successful online. The images are everything in the online world. When people are going into the gallery, that's what they're going to see first. They're no longer going to be looking at an order form and saying like, oh, I want a mug, I want package B. They're looking at all the images that you're offering. And that's that's your inventory. That's what they're going to be picking through first. Not only having amazing images, which is actually, it's essential. You want to have a variety of amazing images. So the more options you have, the larger your chance of, making big orders. You can have a variety of different styles of image, like, full body, half body, black and white, that sort of thing. But also having different expressions. I think this is like the really cool part about selling online. And I know as a parent, like there's specific cute little things that my kids do. And with paper order forms, as the photographer, most of the time you're choosing the best image. Like you don't necessarily know that child and all their little quirks. So you're choosing the best image, the best smile, and moving on. But with online, the parent is actually able to go in, look at all the expressions, and choose what they like. You can offer smile, game face, little smirks, crying, all that. And you never know what they're going to pick. So they have the freedom to do that, and also to pick multiple different options. And on that same note, always improving your image quality and your business practices in general. You want to make sure you're staying current and keeping yourself aware of trends over time. You don't want to, get stuck in your ways and have other people surpassing you, or having your competition have something that's, the next best thing, having a great online ordering system while you're still using paper forms, or having a new amazing style of images. You want to stay aware of the trends so that you can stay as ahead as possible. You want to learn new tricks. And I also think, on the same note, you want to always be looking at what you're doing and breaking it all down, and make sure you're throwing out the old and the things that may be limiting you or holding yourself back. I think, especially when you're coming from paper forms, that there's certain things that you do or you may offer that are really important to you, and that, you feel like your customer base is used to. But you want to make sure that, all those things that you're keeping within your workflow are providing return and aren't sucking time, because, that can be what ends up holding you back from being your most current self. And then researching equipment. I'm not a photographer myself, but, I'm a part of all the Facebook groups and stuff like that. And I know that there is always new, faster, better, more awesome equipment and more ways to offer like cutting edge photos. And so, yeah, keep track of that as well. Okay, so images are super important. Other part of this that is, things can't survive without is communication. So great images, they're awesome, but without communicating how people are going to get into the gallery, they're not going to know how to find the images. So you have to have a really, really solid strategy so that you're touching all the bases and communicating in as many ways as possible. And I'm going to be going over building communication strategies. So as far as what PhotoDay offers for communication options, number one, we have SMS marketing, so text marketing. This is my favorite part of the communication that PhotoDay sends out. And this is something that, like, if anybody's had a call with me, like, this is what I stress over and over again: collecting opt-ins before, during, and after picture day. Text marketing is honestly like the most effective type of marketing. I mean, I'm a younger parent, and I know, like, my email is crazy. I get like emails from every store I've ever bought from, but text messages, like when I get those, it's like a direct reminder. It's a direct communication that I'm not going to miss. So it is super important to be getting those opt-ins. And I'm going to kind of explain the best way to do that. We also have email marketing. So for group and public galleries, we have marketing flyers that you can send out by email, either to the league, or you can send it to a list of parent emails if you have those. And then private galleries, we have automatic email campaigns, and that's how you can send out those private gallery access codes. So if you can get emails from the organization, then this is going to be how you can start sending out the instructions for actually opting in by text. So you send the emails, they either visit the link or they text the code, and then they're opted in by text. And, they'll get emails as well, potentially, but the text is going to pretty much take care of that reminder. We also have marketing resources. So we have a marketing kit. It is under the resources tab of your PhotoDay account. And we have a bunch of different templates that you can use. You can make them your own, or you can just use them exactly how they're set up. We have stuff like posters, banners, reminder cards, social media graphics. And they're just basically, oops, I'm like over top of the text right there. So sorry. they are layered Photoshop files. So you can take elements out of them and add them to your own marketing. Definitely check these out. I think signage, which I'll get into, is super important, whether you're seeing parents or not. We have a couple of other options. So you can create offers, like limited time offers, that you can attach to your gallery and kind of encourage people to order quickly or order more. We also have Advance Pay. Advance Pay is PhotoDay's solution to prepay, which is a great way to get people committed to purchasing. And then we also have custom promos. So custom promos are additional SMS messages that you can add for your gallery to send out information about, limited time offers or gallery expiration, things of that nature. Okay, so, taking all of those elements into consideration, it's important to figure out what tools you have on hand with the platform that you're using and just in general, like with the organization you're working with. And then you need to build out a strategy. I recommend using a combination of multiple approaches so that no one misses the communication, whether they're looking in their email or they're at the park and they see the poster or they get a flyer, whatever that might be. You're covering all those different avenues, so nobody will miss the information. And I think what is really important to remember is that people want to see their photos. It's a big thing when their kid gets their picture taken, they are excited to view their photos. They just need to know how. So if you're lacking on communication, there's a chance that people who are really eager to see photos just won't ever see them. So it's your job to get that information out. Okay, so I'm going to be going over two different scenarios and strategies for the scenarios. I feel like, and this is what it's based off of in this specific slide deck, whether you're going to see customers at the photo shoot or not. So going over the first scenario would be a league where customers are actually present at the shoot. First things first, you need to ask questions to figure out how you're going to tackle things. So number one, how does the league communicate with parents? Are they used to getting emails, with reminders about games and events and all that? Do they have a group chat per team or per the league that you can get access to? Do they share things on Facebook or do they send out paper? I think you want to send out communication in the way that parents are familiar with and are used to, because they are tuned in to those different ways of communication. That's what they're looking there to find information about everything. You want to know how to estimate the size of the league. So how many teams you're photographing, how many players. You want to make sure you're well prepared, providing yourself with enough time to cover all the teams, all the players that you're going to be photographing, that you're well staffed with enough equipment, or if you need to have multiple stations to accommodate the amount of time that you have. You want to be sure that you're planning for all this beforehand so that the shoot is comfortable for you and doable for you with what you want to achieve. And then also a good experience for, the customers and their athletes. So yeah, super important. Number three, is this a fundraiser? So are you providing commission to the league? This is definitely a common thing in this industry, I know. And, everybody has mixed opinions, but honestly, you can use this to your benefit. Number one, you can use this to encourage the league to get out communication alongside you so that they're getting their commission up. And then you can also let parents know that purchasing is a fundraiser for their league as well. So we actually have an option in custom promos, and you can send out a text series that lets them know they have a week left to participate in the fundraiser and a day left to participate in the fundraiser, and that's just another way to create order urgency. So using that to your advantage. And then what's your available real estate? Where are you going to be photographing? What are your, background options if you're doing natural, or where can you set up your backdrops? What space are you being given to complete the job? And, what kind of area are you working with? Okay, this is super cool. Here's the example strategy web. Let me see, am I hiding anything? No, it's fine. I might be on the next one, but it's okay. So I love this because I feel like I map this out in my head all the time when I'm hearing people's specific jobs and, what they need to tackle. But here it is, right visually in person. So I love it. So here is an example strategy of a league where customers will be present. So starting off with setting up your advance pay. In this example, $35 credit, orders shipped free for $35 or more. So you want to set up your advance pay and start communicating it pre-picture day. So pre-picture day communication is super, super important. You can start getting your customers geared up, explaining how picture day is going to go and, how to get opted in, what the important information is. And if you're using advance pay, you can start marketing it at this point as well. So you can start getting some of those advance pay sales in by sending out communication before picture day. So number one, you can post on the league social media if you're able to, or you can post on your social media if you have a following. You can also send a league out, an email out to the league or to parent emails if you can get a list of those. Another amazing option, which, some of you might not have tried yet, is actually making a video. So some studios are actually filming themselves, explaining the process, explaining, especially if you're going from paper to online or if you're, trying a new platform in general, making a video where you're actually taking the time to explain how the online ordering will go and all the benefits of the new system. People are watching videos every day, all day. Like that is how they are consuming media on their phone. So making a video is going to catch their attention. And honestly, I think saying things out loud instead of trying to type it out or trying to get it in as least words as possible, saying it out loud is going to give you the chance to get the information out exactly how you want to. And then also, they're seeing your face. So they're going to recognize you. They're going to see this is our photographer for this event. And you're going to start to build that trust as well. Okay, so moving on to the actual picture day itself. This is another great chance to sell advance pay. In person, you're really able to share the benefits with people and explain it to them, you're going to end up spending this money anyways, and you get free shipping for doing so. I also think, and I think I'll touch on this in a little bit, but if you're coming from paper order forms, people might not be used to paying shipping when they order. So this is your chance to explain to them, hey, I know you're not used to paying free shipping. If you buy a credit now, which you are going to spend, eventually anyways, then you'll go ahead and get free shipping that you're used to. So I think that's a really good selling point. So you can send take-home flyers, have something printed at the shoot that you can pass out as they're coming or going. Also have opt-in signage. I think this is really important. Have an A-frame or a banner or something like that up with either a QR code that they can scan automatically that will opt them in, or also just have the access code on there in general and the advance pay information. And then also having somebody in person is super, super effective as well. So if you're coming from paper order forms, you might have already had somebody who's working at a table, collecting those forms, talking to people, collecting their money, etc. You can repurpose this person to greeting people as they come in, explaining what they need to do, just opt in, and explaining the benefit of advance pay as well. I think it's super important to have that in-person interaction if you're able to, and just get them to, at the very least, complete the action of opting in. So, watch them, go ahead and scan the code and then watch them, text the code or scan the QR code right then and there. And then the deal is sealed. So yeah, get those text opt-ins. Now, moving on to once pictures are ready and you're ready to publish, our automatic text marketing is going to go out when you publish your job, and it's going to let everybody know that pictures are ready. And if you've done all of this marketing work on the beforehand, most likely you're going to have a ton of opt-ins, and that SMS is going to get right to them. So you've done your homework, and then the easy part happens where all the automatic series go out. And then you can also send out an email as well with group and public galleries. That would be a manual flyer that you send out. If you choose to use private galleries with sports jobs, then we have automatic emails as well. And then after your gallery has kind of run its course and the SMS series has gone out and got a lot of those sales in, you can start incorporating something like, in this situation, best price expiration. So I'll go over this a little bit more in a second. But basically, you're expiring your best pricing. The first few weeks, you're, leaving your best deal price sheet on the job, and then you're switching to a higher price or a more limited price sheet. And we actually have custom promos where you can send out that information. So you can also explain this by email and on the social media as well. That was my fun web for customers will be present. And then moving on to a school job example where customers will not be present on picture day. So again, asking the important questions like, how does the school communicate? What are parents used to? Like, how are they used to getting information? And what contact information can you get to use as an approved vendor for the school? So along with that goes obtaining data. So getting the subject data from the school that you can put in and create private galleries and private gallery access codes. Hopefully you're able to get email addresses within that data so that you can send the private codes directly. Again, are you providing commission to the school? This is your chance when you're talking with the school beforehand, and you're probably providing services to them, like, exports for yearbook, ID cards, all that, hold hands with the school and let them know that you guys are in this together. Like, it's a symbiotic relationship. You're giving them things and then they can help you by making communication easy and helping you out. So, and then what's your available real estate? Where at in the school are you photographing? Can you have multiple stations? What are you working with? Okay, so another beautiful web. Let me make sure. Okay, no, I'm all good. So starts with setting up advance pay. Again, in this scenario, you're using advance pay and you can begin marketing that pre-picture day. So number one, and definitely use advance pay to get that skin in the game. I highly recommend it no matter what type of job you're using. Starts with pre-picture day. So number one, if you can share information on the school's social media or website, or if they'll share it for you, just letting parents know picture day is coming up, letting them know where they can find the galleries. We actually just released gallery lookup a little bit ago, which gives a general link for the school to share where parents can go enter some information about their student, and then it's going to return the private gallery access codes. So you actually are able to send a generic link with private galleries now. Email. So you can send out individual access codes by email automatically through PhotoDay. That is an awesome feature if you have emails in the data. You can also send take-home flyers home. Maybe you don't have all parent emails, or, honestly, like, and me having school age kids, like, I still receive a ton of papers from my kids and I go through it weekly. So it is still an effective way to get out information if you want to send home take-home flyers. And then also if the school has text communication, maybe they can send out a notification to parents, letting them know to be on the lookout for picture day information. They can also send out the gallery lookup link as well. So heavy on the gallery lookup link, definitely find ways to integrate that into your strategy. Use it to your advantage. It's like the coolest release ever. So I love it. Okay, so moving on to on picture day, you're photographing kids, parents aren't there, but kids are going to be super excited that it was picture day. So you can send home take-home flyers so that they have something to give their parents. Or, if parents go looking, they're like, I got my pictures today. If parents go looking, they'll find a piece of paper that their kid got with gallery information. And then once you publish photos, so in this scenario, you can use a gallery promotion. That would be like attaching an offer to your gallery that gets shared in the automatic marketing. So for instance, if you want to give free shipping for the first week, or 10% off, you can actually attach a gallery promotion to your job, and that's going to be shared in the automatic communication, just to create a little bit of urgency and give them a speed-based incentive. So you can have the school share something on their website or social media, again, letting everybody know pictures are ready. Have those emails go out. If you're using private galleries, the automatic series is going to start if you have those toggled on. And then also, if you've kind of done your homework and you've gotten, marketing out beforehand, a lot of people are going to be opted into SMS. So they're going to get an actual text notification when pictures are ready. And they're going to also see a gallery promotion if you have one of those attached. And that's another really important thing about getting the opt-ins. It's like, if you're doing some sort of early bird special, you want people to be opted in before the gallery is published so that they're actually going to be able to see that and not miss out on it. So yeah, super important. And then post picture day, moving into, at least 31 days after your gallery is published, you can start thinking about expiring your galleries. And this is where, a text is going to be sent out, an email is going to be sent out saying it's the last week to purchase photos. It's the last day to purchase photos. This is super, super effective with getting those last minute sales in. If you aren't expiring galleries right now, it's a great thing to add in. And I know it sounds kind of like, the ultimate end, but of course it's going to catch people's attention. They're going to come back to you, and say, oh no, I didn't order, please. And, you can still open it for them. So it's just, showing them that they need to purchase as soon as possible so that they don't miss out on photos. But that is that. Now let's move on to some of the things I touched on, some of the different elements of the strategy and different tools that PhotoDay has. So number one, preparing prior to picture day, using those marketing kits. So get your signage ready, whether parents are going to be present or not. You can have, flyers or posters at the school in case parents come into the front office or whatever, or also with a league, you can just have signage on the day of or around the park or around the gym or whatever. So if you're using group or public galleries, you can just have one access code for everybody. You can have a QR code that they scan that will automatically opt them in. And then with private galleries now, used to it was kind of difficult to create generic signage for private galleries, but now you can just make a QR code to the gallery lookup page where people can go and enter their information and find their private gallery access code. So tie that in if you haven't already. Okay, so talking about advance pay a little bit. Advance pay is PhotoDay's solution to prepay. Basically, the way it works is you choose the credit amounts that your customers can pick from. Some people just use one. Some people do multiple options. There's tons of different ways you can use advance pay. In this example strategy, so you can tie an offer to advance pay, and you kind of have to tie some sort of incentive to it in order for it to make sense to parents. So in this example, you're selling $35 credits, and then if they buy a $35 credit, they're getting free shipping on orders of $35 or more. So they'll get that offer automatically if they choose to participate in advance pay. And it will automatically apply to their order. And we do suggest that your advance pay credit and then the offer minimum is the same amount to prevent customer confusion. So what that means is, like, for instance, if your advance pay credit amount or your lowest one is $35, you want to set an offer minimum that's $35 or more so that they're using their entire credit in order to get that offer. They're not using like a piece of it and then getting the offer and then coming back and, just set yourself up for success there. But yeah. And another thing I want to mention on this, and I might mention this on another slide, but when you're giving an advance pay offer, you want to make sure that it's the best offer that you're giving in general. Like if you tie in a gallery promotion or whatever you might add after the fact, you want to give your advance pay customers the best deal, because in general, you want them to learn that buying advance pay is the best option. You don't want to give a bigger offer later or the same offer later and, cheat those people who bought advance pay. Okay, so another option to add to your strategy is expiring your best pricing. So, you're giving the people that purchase in the first week or so, or 2 or 3 weeks, the best pricing, and then you're changing to a higher price or a more limited price sheet after 2 or 3 weeks. We have a custom promo that you can actually set up to send out by SMS. It's letting them know there's one more week before prices go up, and then today is the last day before prices go up. So this can be super effective. I think it overall, another benefit of it is it's showing customers that they're getting the best deal if they go ahead and purchase immediately. If the first time they wait for they wait for a month, and then they see that they had to pay a little bit more, the next season that you service the league, they're not going to do that most likely. Okay, social sharing download. So this is a fun little unique PhotoDay thing. With this option, parents are getting a free social sharing download with the purchase of a package. So, Brian, you said you love the best price. Yes, it's awesome. It's awesome. Instead of giving a discount, just say prices are going up. So get with it. Okay, so, and just to preface this, me and Roger actually did a webinar. I guess it was around a month ago. And we go over like actually setting up each of these order urgency options. And I actually go through and click through PhotoDay to set them up. So if you need more in-depth setup help, you can watch that webinar. You can also reach out to us, but yeah, we do have that. So for social sharing downloads, first you're duplicating your price sheet. So you have your price sheet you're going to be using for the job, you're duplicating it, and then you're going in and adding a social sharing download with each package. So the way it works is it has to be within a package. You can even update the description of the package to include something that says that they're going to get a free social download. And then you're connecting the 48-hour price sheet, the duplicate price sheet that you made to the job before you send out this promo. So you can use custom promos to advertise the social sharing download offer. And the good thing about this too is that, you're not giving like a dollar amount off offer. You're not taking away from your bottom line. You're paying the fees on each package, but it's going to stay the same because downloads don't have an additional fee, when you're selling them through PhotoDay. So, okay, 2 questions I see, and sorry if this is horrible, but I'm going to stop and answer them. So number 1, Sharon says, do you tell them about this upfront, best deals for X amount of time? I definitely don't think that's a bad idea. Even if it's just as simple as saying like, make sure you stay tuned for updates so that, because you get the best deals in the beginning of the gallery. But explaining it, maybe explaining it to the organization or sending it out in your communication should definitely be beneficial. And then Brian, thanks for that. So yes, you have to change the price sheet currently. I think in a future version of PhotoDay, potentially we'll have some more automatic options, but right now you just need to, you can schedule reminders for yourself. And also if you're building these strategies and kind of using them with each of your jobs, you might be able to get in a flow and set up the timeframes accordingly so that, you have some sort of reminder or some sort of calendar set where you just quickly go in and switch out the price sheets. All right, let me see. So publish and then selling. So you can expect around 50% of sales to happen in the first 2 weeks. This is definitely important to think about when you're going online, like instead of, making all your money on the day of the photo shoot, you're giving customers the freedom to place their orders. So this is a good rule of thumb. This is a good thing to keep into account. So our automatic text reminders are really designed around this. I think it works both ways. Like our text reminders help with this, but this is the way it goes. So our text reminders are designed that way. But you can expect around 50% of your sales to happen in the first 2 weeks. It's a great way to gauge, your overall performance with the job. Okay, and then going back to my very favorite feature, which is the automatic SMS. It's my favorite part of the communication that PhotoDay offers. We have automatic text reminders set up for you that go out automatically when you publish the gallery. So once again, and you might like hang up this webinar right now, but it is your ultimate goal to collect opt-ins from your customers so that they get these automatic text reminders. And the beautiful thing about online is that, or about using PhotoDay and about going online is that we have these automatic reminders set up for you in a series that works. And you don't have to do anything, but you do have to get those opt-ins in order for the automatic series to work. So remember that. And just to go over the schedule that our automatic texts go out on, they go out on the day you publish, day 3, 5, 7, 14, and 30. And those are only going to non-purchasers. So if people purchase, then they're no longer going to get the text reminders. PhotoDay 100s. So this kind of originated in our users group. If you guys aren't a member of the users group, please go join. It's an amazing, it's a group of photographers that use PhotoDay. It's a really great place to go check out what's working for people, watch people's successes, and read about their challenges. People started posting PhotoDay 100s, and these are orders that are over $100. So, you know, the cool thing about going online is that, you know, I feel like with paper order forms, it almost wasn't really possible to make an order over like your largest package or maybe one item and your largest package. Now it is like extremely possible. And I see it happen all the time, especially with great images and great communication and strategic pricing setup. You can make those $100 orders. And we also have the PhotoDay dashboard app. If you don't have this, it's an app where you can actually see all your sales rolling in. You get a little cha-ching notification. And you're also, for $100 or over orders, you're able to pull out a little graphic that you can share that just celebrates your $100 order. So super fun. And so we do have, under the resources kit, in your PhotoDay account, we have a buy rates checklist. So this basically just walks you through all the important steps and everything you should be taking into account at each different time frame, you know, for your job. So definitely take a look at this, read through it. If you're getting started, this is a great way to track where you're at and what you need to make sure you're touching on before you move to the next step. So check out that. I am nearing the end, just a couple more things. So, and this is like last but not least at all, maybe most. This is another huge piece of advice that I share with everybody I talk to. Whatever online platform you're using, you need to be seeing the customer experience yourself. You need to set up a sample job and then go in as a customer and complete the checkout process, or, you know, run through it. And make sure you understand all the ins and outs and all the steps, and make sure your staff does as well. So not only is this going to help you when you're dealing with like customer service inquiries, or once you actually release your first gallery, but, you know, when you have your staff talking to people at the shoot and you're explaining like, oh, it's going to be so easy, you just hop online, have them be familiar with the platform you're using so they can speak from experience, and really show them tell them exactly how it's going to go. You know, if you are confident about the online platform you're using, like you're just getting started, it's really scary, you're jumping into the unknown, you know, and it can be scary for your customers as well. Like that anxiety can be everywhere. If you can take the time to learn and get familiar with the customer's experience, then you can speak with confidence about, you know, the new system that you're using, and that's going to bleed through to your customers. If you're speaking confidently and you feel like in your heart, like this is a great transition, this is going to give everybody more benefits, you know, more customization options, and you feel confident about it, then your customers are going to feel confident too. They're going to tell their friends in the organization, and it's just going to go from there. So we are here to support you. We are extremely available to answer questions and just to help you out with your workflow in general. We have a chat bubble. If you're in your PhotoDay account, it's going to be in the bottom right-hand corner of your studio account. You'll be able to click in, and I think 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we are available to answer any questions, help you out with, you know, strategy questions as well. So never hesitate to shoot us a message. We also offer onboardings. So if you're just getting started and, you know, you feel like you don't know where to begin, or even if you feel like you've really gotten the chance to understand PhotoDay, schedule an onboarding and get on a call with one of our CSMs or onboarding specialists, because, you know, we'll be able to go over the entire step-by-step with you, and we'll be able to share with you, you know, common things to think about. We have tons of time to talk through the workflow. So definitely take advantage of our calls. If you want to review your account, if you're an existing PhotoDay user and you need help with your pricing, if you want to talk about what works or, you know, what you need help with, we can also do that too. So please reach out in our bubble, and our awesome team is like just so passionate about making PhotoDay work. So yeah. Okay. And then we only make money when you make money. So here are all the prices of PhotoDay, and included in the cost is all these amazing features. So all of the marketing features and the communication features, as well as a bunch of different other workflow features. So yeah, it's awesome. And I think that's it. Yeah. Connect with us for an onboarding or to review your account. Shoot us an email or send us a chat. Okay. Let me take a look at the chat here and make sure. Let's see. Yes. Walk through the customer experience. Definitely do that if you have not. You do not want to be in the dark about what your customers are experiencing. Once they come to you, you're going to be like, I don't know. So yeah, get prepared. And then you'll know where to help them. And then Percy says, experienced photographer, but just starting with volumes. With the 2 jobs you've done, a comment is the price is too high. Well, I will say we offer extensive help with pricing setup, like what we see commonly. It definitely varies based on what you're photographing, where you're at in the country, etc. I will say though, and this might be a candid thought, but like if you're not getting feedback that says you're a little too high, then you are probably too cheap. So yeah, but with all that being said, does anybody else have any questions? All right. Thank you for helping in the chat, Brian. Thank you guys so much for coming. I can't wait for the next webinar, and we'll have information on what's next coming soon. So stay tuned for that. I hope you guys have an amazing Tuesday.